Hey, Harold, you got a minute? I have something to say to you.
Hey, Jane. What is this something? Is it important? Want to talk directly?
Well, actually, I was going to call and talk to you directly, but figured I should leave this kind of stuff in text form, you know. So, do you mind?
No, not at all. So, what's up?
We've been going on for, what, 5 years now? And now we're both in our mid-20s, right?
Yeah, almost past the midway point and on our way to 30. Time flies.
Yeah, right? So, I'm seriously contemplating marriage. And age-wise, thought it would be a good time to bring it up. Most of our classmates have already gotten married.
Yeah, I know. As I said before, I asked you to wait a little bit longer. Remember? I'm currently studying so I can take over my parents' business. There's still a lot to learn, and I'm pretty busy. I'm not quite ready. I don't want to be a burden on you later on.
Yeah, I heard that so many times. But a woman is only young once. I want to get married right away and be happy as soon as I can. So, I want to break up with you.
Huh? Break up?
If you keep postponing the marriage, before you know it, I'll be in my 30s. And there's a limit to when I can have a child.
I completely understand how you feel, but until I can be really confident in myself, I just can't. Can't you wait for a little longer? It's gonna be several years before I'll be promoted to company president, but after a year or two, we can start planning the wedding. And for now, the company's on a steady keel. I will never make you struggle financially.
To be honest, I'm a little worried about your family business. I asked you about it before, but I still don't know what sort of a company it is. It's just some local business or a small factory, right? You guys are okay now, but it seems kind of shaky. Never know what will happen going forward. You always say you'll make me happy and would not burden me, but that's all talk. You never know what will happen.
Let me get this straight. You're saying my pay won't be so great, and that's why you're concerned?
I want to be a housewife, so I really don't want to have to work. And you say this company is a family business run by close relatives. Not really a well-known name you can brag about. It'd be different if I was a wife of some major corporation. I sure would prefer a famous corporate name I could boast to my friends about.
Famous corporate name. Huh. So it's all about having a cool title. Are you telling me you want to break up just for a title? So, what was all that time we spent together? All these years?
It means nothing if we can't marry. During your university, you were fairly good looking, so I figured I would go out with you and see how things worked out. But, you know what? It's not about looks. A guy's gotta have money and a corporate title.
Okay, so Jane, you want to dump me and find a guy with money and a cool title. Is that it? Even if he's 30 years your senior?
Huh? Why do you...
Do you really think I didn't know? I know you've been two-timing me with a guy you met on the dating site. I knew about you guys a long time ago. He's the vice president of a major corporation. He's almost 60 and twice divorced.
So what? What's it got to do with you? It's none of your business. I'm breaking up with you, and we're not even engaged. You have no right to tell me what to do. I can marry whoever I want. Way better than marrying the so-called president of a tiny local company of a factory or whatever it is. I'd rather go out with an older guy who makes a six-figure annual income.
Yeah. Well, what he lacks in appearance and age, he has money and prestige, I guess. Your perfect definition of a great guy.
Yeah, unlike you. So, stop holding me back and break up with me.
Yeah. Okay. You seem set on dumping me. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna stop you. Do as you please, Jane.
Finally. Figure it out, huh? So that's that. Our relationship is finally over. And please don't talk to me again. I'm the wife of a rich businessman. You're the owner of a local business. We live in completely different worlds. Do you get it?
Yeah, I got it. I'll never speak to you ever again. And please, block me online. Alright then. I hope you find your happiness.
I don't need you to tell me that. I sure will be happy. Just watch. Hey, Harold! It's been so long. I saw the newspapers. Your company was all over the news. I'm not really sure what it is all about, but that is really something. On the front page. I knew you would be a success someday.
Huh? Is that you, Jane? What's up? Did you decide to unblock me?
I saw a huge picture of you in the paper today, and I immediately contacted you. I thought your company was some small local business or something. You were able to get, what was it? A patent? I was so shocked. I did a little research on my own. Didn't realize your company has a long history and is quite large. Your company runs various vacation spots and hotels, right? Harold, you never told me your family business was so big and rich.
Well, I'm not the one that's rich. My parents own the whole thing. They've been protecting the company and family name for generations.
But you're going to inherit it all someday, right? All of it is going to be yours someday, right? The company and all its assets and all the money, right?
Yeah, well, I guess. That's a long way away. I'm still learning the ropes.
Wow, you're set to inherit it all. It's so wonderful. That's my boyfriend.
Huh? What's with this, my boyfriend? Don't you remember? We split up years ago. What happened to the old guy you were gonna marry?
I broke up with him long time ago. He was rich, but he was just too old. He smells, he's fat, and just really yucky. So, I figured we could get back together.
What? Not a chance. Why would I go with you again? Besides...
But the last time we talked about breaking up, you tried hard to stop me. I was sure I sensed some affection towards me. There is nobody to interrupt our relationship anymore. So I'm willing to let bygones be bygones and start over.
Like I said, no chance. Besides, I'm...
Come on, don't be shy. And your preparations for the job? That's just about complete, right? This time, I'll marry you. I'll go over to your place this weekend, say hello to your folks. What do you say? Boy, I can't wait to go to your house. I heard your home is quite a mansion. Can't wait to be called the president's wife.
I already have 2 kids.
Huh?
I'm already married, and I have 2 lovely kids. So obviously, I can't marry you. Sorry.
Huh? What? Are you serious? Why are you married?
Am I not allowed to get married? I mean, I never said I was gonna stay single for the rest of my life.
But when we were going out, you never wanted to get married. As if you're avoiding it. But then you break up with me, and after a couple of years, you get married? Come on! And you have kids? That's absurd! Then why didn't you marry me back then, when I asked?
That's why I told you back then, to wait a year or 2 to get things in order. Then I would marry you. You're the one who couldn't wait and went ahead and had a fling with that dude. Something about money and a cool title, as I recall.
Yeah, but I didn't know about your company.
Jane, you really are something. You don't even try to hide the fact that all you're interested in is the money.
I want you to divorce your wife right away and marry me. Your ex-wife can take custody of the kids, and we'll make our own.
Are you senile? I'm not getting divorced. My wife is a wonderful and sophisticated woman, unlike you. After breaking up with you, my folks introduced me to her. She completely understands what is required for my job and supports me every step of the way. She makes me very happy. She made me realize the importance of family. She's a wonderful wife. And FYI, she would never cheat on me.
But I broke off my relationship with that guy just so I could marry you. I make amends. I broke it off to be with you. It's because I love you, Harold. I can't believe you would chase away your ex-girlfriend that way. You're so cruel. Monster!
What the hell are you talking about? Your breaking up with the guy has nothing to do whatsoever with me. We're complete strangers.
But...
And you said you broke up with the guy. That's a lie, right? The truth is, he dumped you. Am I right?
Huh? Of course not.
That guy you had that affair with? He's a real womanizer, I hear. He would lay his hands on not only his employees, but also his daughter's friends. He would use his money as bait to lure in any woman that would fall for it. I can understand him being twice divorced. He just used you and dumped you. Am I right? As you said, woman is only young once, but that precious time was all used up by some old womanizing geezer. I feel for you, Jane.
No, you're wrong. He didn't use me. I was the one who dumped him. Stop making it out like I'm the victim here.
Yeah, I get it. Anyways, I have a wonderful family, so I have no intention of marrying you. Find some other schmuck. This time, I'm gonna block you, so please don't try contacting me again.
What? Hey, come on. Can't I just contact you sometimes? If you can't marry me, how about a mistress?
I wouldn't even want you as a friend. Like you said, we live in completely different worlds. So, I'll leave you with those wise words. See ya!
Hold on, please.
After we had the conversation, Jane hung around our home and office, trying to find the chance to talk to me again. She ended up stealing our mail and dumping garbage in our yard. We set up a security camera and got all the recorded evidence we needed. We took that to the police and charged her with stalking. Jane's parents visited us and apologized for her daughter's behavior. They promised they would keep a close eye on her and that she would never bother us again. We received minor compensation for her nuisance and she was let go into the custody of her folks. That was the last I ever saw of Jane.
What did you think of today's story? Waiting for your comments. Please stop by again. If you like this story, click the like button and subscribe.
Hey, Carmen, are you there? Oh my gosh, how long has it been since you and I last talked? It has to have at least been a whole year now, right? Isn't that so crazy? I guess that must have been when I stole your super smart, super rich boyfriend John from you, huh? Man, to think that you were so close to living an easy life and not having to worry about money or working or anything like that ever again. But you must have been pretty shocked when you realized that you were betrayed by him for me, huh? I mean, what was the bigger shock, having your husband leave you for another woman, or that the woman was your own sister? That must have been like a double whammy for you. Don't worry, I know all about how you probably feel about it, but just because I understand doesn't mean I'm going to be giving back John to you anytime soon. Are you seriously texting me at 3 in the morning just to send me this crap? Can you at least wait until the normal hours of the day before you start trying to brag about how amazing your life is to me, Lisa? Well, you were already up anyways, right? I actually just happened to get up to use the bathroom, if you must know. But if you're still trying to lord something over me from a year ago, I've moved on and don't care about you or John anymore. What is that supposed to mean, huh? It means that I'm going to bed, because it's 3 in the morning, Lisa. Hold on a second, we weren't through here. I still have more that I want to say to you. Well, I'm already putting my phone down, so... I really can't believe that you're such a sore loser that you would rather pretend to go to sleep than listen to what I have to say. You must be so scared of having to face the truth. That's why you act like this, huh? You really think I bought that my messages didn't get you wide awake or that you're already over losing John? I know that your heart is still just so full of love for him. You probably spent the rest of the night just crying into your pillow, didn't you? All because you can't handle the fact that you were beaten by your little sister who is living a much better life than you now. You think you can fool me with some half-hearted message about being over the past? There's no way that I'd ever buy that. But now that I have you at a decent time of day, I just wanted to let you know that you are never going to get John back from me. You're going to be single and poor for the rest of your life, and there's nothing that you can do about it ever. Got it? Hey, why aren't you responding to me at all? I see that you've already opened up these messages. Well, as long as I have you here, I also just wanted to let you know that I saw you going into your tiny shack of an apartment building. To think that you used to be a housewife to someone who was rich and successful, and now you live in a messed up little place like that. I've always wondered what it's like to have to live in a place like that. Care to share any of your thoughts with me on the matter? Right, well, I guess whether or not my apartment is really all that bad is more in the eye of the beholder, if you ask me. I mean, I pay over $3,000 in rent a month, so I think it's pretty nice, but I guess others might not see it that way. Hold on a second. You pay over $3,000 a month for that place? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke? Or did you just tell me the wrong number? You're telling me that it's a 3 followed by 3 zeros, and you pay even more than that? I know that you live in one of the worst parts of town, and you expect me to believe that not only do you pay that much in rent, but you think that it's not a bad place? It has nothing to do with the eye of the beholder or anything. You just have a terrible apartment and are lying to me about it. So you mean that it's really been a whole year since you and John ran off together and you still haven't figured it out? Figured what out? What are you talking about, huh? Just what kind of game are you trying to play here? You mean you really have no idea at all about what's been happening to John's dad's company? Quit talking in circles and just tell me what you're going on about. I am not going to play some little guessing game with you. Got it? I'll try and make this quick for you then. When you and John got together last year, I really was shocked and didn't know how to react at all. But that's when I noticed the mistake that you made. The only mistake that I could exploit to my advantage. Do you have any idea what I could be talking about at all, Lisa? No, I don't, because you sound like a crazy person rambling about nothing. I know that you're just mad and jealous of the fact that I'm living the good life with John, and no creepy or threatening thing you say is going to scare me or change that fact. Well, okay then. I suppose I won't bother finishing my thought then, but just don't say that I didn't warn you. You didn't warn me about anything at all. You're just acting as if I'm supposed to know some big obvious fact that you're refusing to tell me. You really know how to get under my skin, do you know that? I get that you're still mad because I stole your husband, but that's no reason for you to still be so upset. I mean, just take it as proof that I'm the better sister between us and leave it at that. Just face it, I'm full of beauty and brains and everything you're not. You're certainly full of something, at least on that we can agree. What did you just say to me? Just what is that supposed to mean, huh? Why are you always such an awful jerk? I really don't have time nor the energy to get into this with you. But I've given you more than a fair warning. If you really don't know what's going on under your own roof, though, well, that's not my problem in the slightest. Yeah. I'm so scared of whatever fake story you've come up with to try and scare me, you liar. You really think that I'm going to listen to what some poor lonely old hag has to say to me? I bet you're just mad from living in your tiny little apartment squandering your lonely life away, and this was the only thing you could think of to relieve some stress. But I'm not going to fall for it. I'm better than you and above this petty nonsense. And by the way, John and I are about to leave for a trip overseas, so what do you think about that? We've been taking these trips every couple of months since him and I got married. This could have been your life if you were good enough to keep your man. In fact, this time, it's only been 1 month since our last big trip abroad, so you can go ahead and be jealous of us while we go do some globetrotting. Right, well, that sounds like none of my business, but I suppose I just hope that you can enjoy it while you can. That's what I thought, loser. I knew that you'd have nothing to say to that. Carmen, are you there? Do you have any idea about this? Just what is going on here? I know you know, so give me some answers now. Oh, Lisa, so lovely to hear from you. Did you and John make it back from your trip okay? I hope that you enjoyed your little vacation. Welcome home. What do you mean, welcome home? That's exactly what I'm messaging you about. There isn't any home for us to go back to. I'm sorry, Lisa, but I'm sure that I have no idea what you're talking about in the slightest. What do you mean there's no home? I mean that we got back from our trip and then we were going to go to John's parents' house where we've been living. But when we got there, there was a construction crew there and they were in the process of tearing the house down. Oh, that. Right. I had almost forgotten all about that, to be perfectly honest. You mean that you know about this? Is this what you mean in those messages you were sending me last month? Is this what you were trying to warn me about? No more games. I want answers right now. Well, if it's answers you want, I wouldn't waste your time talking to me. You should go and talk to John's parents instead. I'm sure they would love to fill you in. What is that supposed to mean? Do they know about this? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You mean you haven't even tried reaching out to them at all about this? You might have talked to some of your neighbors there about what's going on, but I'm sure they probably don't have too much more to say to you than they moved. But it's because they don't know what's really going on. Why don't you try calling your in-laws and asking them just where they're living now? I don't know what game you're trying to pull, but I just want you to know that the jig is up and you aren't going to scare me anymore. John called his dad and asked where he and his mom were right now. They told us that they had actually moved and that if we were going to see them, we would have to brace ourselves. But that can only mean one thing to me. It must mean that they moved to an even bigger and better house and they want to surprise us. I bet it's going to be huge, like 3 stories with a pool, maybe even a statue garden. Oh man, it's going to be like living in a palace, I bet. I can't wait to see their new place so I can rub it in your face. What the heck is going on here? Please tell me this is some kind of sick joke or something. Just what even is this place? Ugh, what is it? What do you want this time? Why can't you just experience something and keep your thoughts to yourself, huh? I mean, I don't understand. We went to the address that John's parents gave us, and it just took us to the crappy old apartment that you live in. This doesn't make any sense at all. Oh, is that where you're at right now? Well, I guess I should have guessed that that was what was going on. What are you talking about? You mean you knew this was going to happen? What else aren't you telling me? I have a right to know. I already told you I'm the wrong person to ask if you want answers. If you really want to know what's going on, you need to ask your in-laws. But why? Why can't you just tell me what's happening? Why are you trying to play these games with me? I just don't really see why I should have to explain anything to you at all after what you did to me. If you want answers, you're going to have to go out and find them yourself. I have got a really, really bad feeling about this. I know I'm not going to like whatever comes next. Oh wow, it's already morning. I had no idea that time was even passing. I was just spacing out for so long. After hearing about how John's father was kicked out of his position as CEO and John lost his role in upper management, I don't think I've moved a single inch since they've told me. So I take it that means you finally worked up the courage to ask your parents about what was going on? Did John and his father come clean to you about getting caught embezzling from the company? That's why the board of directors decided that the next CEO would have to be someone from outside the family. I know, they told me about all of that already. I was so shocked that I've been sitting in place for hours now. I only noticed it was morning because the sun began to shine in my eyes and it finally snapped me out of my trance. And when I came to, we were still in this tiny little apartment. Well, you better get used to it. That is going to be your life from now on. The 2 of them were sued by the company and made to return all the money that they had stolen. Then they were fired. So they really were fired then? It's not just a suspension or a demotion or something like that? That's right. In fact, I had a feeling that John was doing this even when we were married. It was actually one of the reasons I was so keen to leave him when I did. I know that he and his dad were lining their pockets with the company's money even if I didn't have any proof. I confronted John one day and he ended up spilling everything to me. But it wasn't long after that I found out you 2 were seeing each other. So I figured I would just rescue myself from the problem and walk away. You have got to be kidding me. How could you just let me walk straight into this situation? I didn't think that you'd be stupid enough not to realize what was happening. But you were, and you tried rubbing your marriage to him in my face. So then that's why we were living in this tiny little apartment? Are you telling me that you're really paying more than $3,000 a month for this place? Sorry, but you seem to be mistaken again there, Lisa. What are you talking about? What more could you possibly have to tell me? I'm not sure just how much more of this I can take, Carmen. That apartment actually belongs to a friend of mine who helped me out after John and I got divorced. But that isn't the $300 apartment that I'm talking about. The place I live and pay rent for is in another town, if you must know. Wait, so then this isn't your address? But I thought that you were living in this apartment. I know that's what you thought, but you came up with that all on your own and never bothered to check with me if it was really true. But I thought that you were just a housewife. How can you afford that price for an even nice place, even though you weren't even working before? I was never ever a housewife, even when John and I were married, Lisa. What do you mean by that? What did you do then? I thought you just laze around the house and would clean from time to time or make John dinner. Well, you're wrong about that. I was working. It was just that I had a job that I could do from home. I was selling real estate from home and actually managed to make a pretty decent salary for myself. You're kidding me. I had no idea that that's what you were doing. Why didn't I know about that? But if I can be honest with you, I only pay a third of the rent for the place I'm at now. The rest of the money comes from Mom and Dad. But why would they be paying for your apartment? That doesn't make any sense. Well, that's because they're here living with me in this very apartment, of course. Wait, what? They're living with you in your apartment right now? You mean you really didn't know about this at all? Then again, Mom and Dad do always tell me how they do their best to avoid talking to you ever since you stole your own sister's husband from her. So I guess it makes sense that they wouldn't tell you about their move out to live with me. But Dad even talked to his company and asked for a transfer out here so that he and Mom could come and be with me. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I really had no idea that any of that had happened at all. You mean that Dad really never mentioned any of this to you at all? Well, he might have said one thing, but I didn't know that you were all going to live together in some really nice place. I thought that you had just convinced Mom and Dad to take your side and that you were going to live with them to mooch off of them. And have you heard it all from Dad since he talked about people moving? I haven't at all. That's probably because both Mom and Dad have blocked you on everything and never want to talk to you again. But I thought that they were just having money problems and couldn't afford to pay for their phones. I can't believe they would do that to me after already being so mean about my marriage. You mean your marriage to my ex-husband who you stole from me? Did you really think that Mom or Dad were ever going to go for that? I mean, you know how much Dad talks about the importance of making your own way through the world. He was so disappointed in you when he found out that you had just stolen my husband all because you heard he was rich. But now you and John's family can all work hard to afford that tiny little place together. Don't worry, the rent is quite cheap. It's 10 times less than what I'm paying. How did it all come to this? I just don't understand. This isn't fair. I ended up showing my parents the final conversation that I had with Lisa, and they just shook their heads. I feel like a part of them is holding out hope in their hearts that Lisa's going to have some sense knocked into her, but I just don't have time to hold out for that anymore. We all wonder about what went wrong with Lisa and how she ended up the way she did. My parents think that they might have spoiled her too much as the younger sister. She never worked a day in her life and could basically get anything she asked for. But now I guess she'll have to learn to take care of her own and others now that her and John's family will all be looking for work soon. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, sis, what do you think you're doing? I can't believe I finally decided to allow you to come to mine and Benjamin's wedding, only for you to reply to my invite message that you're not coming? How rude! Explain yourself. Explain myself? Shouldn't it be me asking you to explain yourself? Why should I have to explain a thing? What kind of masochist goes to the wedding of the pair of snakes who betrayed them? I know you only invited me so you could rub my nose in it. Or could it be? Do you still have feelings for my Benjamin? Does the regret over not being able to have him still eat away at you inside? Does it still keep you awake at night? Suck it, loser. Give me a break, Lisa, as if. Jeez, Becky, would you, get over it already? It's been over 2 years now. Look, I get that my Benny's a slick, stylish, high-flying company owner with more charm and charisma than a used sports car salesman. And I get that it must suck that your attempt at marrying your way into money failed so miserably. Now that I think about it, I guess when an ugly cave troll like you misses her window to get married, there is a strong chance it means a lifetime of being lonely and single. Taking all of the above into account, I suppose it's only normal you'd still be obsessed with your old fiancé, the one who got away. Like I said, no way. You couldn't be more wrong if you tried, I assure you. But unfortunately for you, Benjamin is my husband now. You're so not having him back. I don't want anything to do with the cheating lowlife you got your dirty claws into and stole from me. He's dead to me now. I wouldn't care if I never saw his face again. Huh? You could return him to me gift-wrapped with a ribbon on, and I'd still return him faster than you could say scumbag. So please, get married with peace of mind that I have precisely 0 feelings left for him. Goodbye. I just heard from Mom. Is it true? What are you doing, Becky? You showed up at my wedding? I thought you weren't coming. I mean, I did think there was a possibility you wouldn't be able to resist, so I prepared a seat just in case. But I'm still seriously surprised. What is this? I don't think the message app will let me send the number of crying, laughing faces I need to reflect how amused I am right now. Sorry to burst your bubble, princess, but I'm here today on an invite from the groom. Huh? The groom? As in... Oh, I'm with you. Benjamin prepared you a seat because he knows you still have really strong feelings for him, didn't he? He's so kind and considerate. What an amazing surprise this is. No, it's not like that at all. But still, I can't believe you took him up on an invite he only sent out of pity. Have you no self-respect? You have serious issues with letting go, sis. Want me to help you find a therapist? I'll pass, thanks. He only invited me due to our work relationship. It couldn't be helped. It's okay, honey. You don't need to make excuses. I'm not judging you. Actually, scratch that. I so am. I guess this means all the performers are in place and it's time for the show to begin. Thanks for showing up to my wedding, sis. You're the best. I'll make sure I rub your nose in how loved up and happy me and your ex-fiancé are together so much you'll be itching to make a dash for the exit before long. Make sure to show me your most heartbroken, jealous, ugly loser face before you do, okay? Pretty pleased with the cherry on top? Hey, sis, what the hell was that you pulled at the wedding? You had no right to embarrass me in front of everyone like that. You disgusting little witch. Have you no integrity or self-respect? You make me cringe. What are you talking about? You were sat next to President Blumpkin the whole time, weren't you? I sure was. Why? What's wrong with that? Mr. Blumpkin is the CEO of one of Benjamin's client companies. Sure, I know that. What of it? What? You knew? Wow, so you really do have no self-respect or integrity. I'll ask you once more. What are you talking about? Looks like you're up to your old gold-digging schemes again. Once a gold digger, always a gold digger, huh? You thought this little stunt of yours was gonna bag you a man with even more money than Benjamin, didn't you? Sorry to have to be the one to break this to you, sweetie, but Mr. Blumpkin just got married last month. I can't believe you're so desperate to find a husband after missing the boat to get married. You'd set your sights on a married man. How tragic. I can assure you I'm not as desperate or unprincipled as you seem to think. But an ugly cave troll like you is sure to stay single forever. I get it must suck to be you, but would you mind not pulling embarrassing stunts in front of my whole wedding on your desperate panicked hunt for a man? I'm not desperate or panicking at all. I'm married. Why would I be? Huh? Wow. So you're so pathetic, you're resorting to blatant lies now? This is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. I might actually feel bad for you if I wasn't laughing so hysterically. How about you try asking Benjamin? Huh? Benjamin? Yep, Benjamin's the one who invited President Blumpkin and his wife to the wedding today. I had my suspicions when the invite came, but it's clear to me now that he invited us without having any idea who his wife actually is. I figured there was no sense in keeping it from him, so I had Donald call him up and explain. You should know that my wife is your ex-fiancé and your new wife's sister. Are you still happy for us both to come? Huh? Donald, wait, what? You're Donald Blumpkin's wife? Are you seriously telling me us being together at your wedding all day didn't give it away? How was I supposed to know? Actually, I guess no one from work had seen us together before. And we did get married on a tropical island in the Bahamas in a small ceremony that only Donald's close relatives were invited to. I guess you can be forgiven for not putting two and two together. Wait a second. So you two really are married? Well, this is the first I've heard of it. Duh, of course it is. It's because I cut all ties with you 2 years ago when I found out you'd been screwing my fiancé behind my back. Not to mention our parents for blindly defending you throughout the whole thing. If not for today's wedding, you probably would have never found out. I can't believe this. What the hell? Benjamin was pretty shaken when the penny dropped too. Despite the fact that Donald explained he was married to your big sister on the phone, I get the feeling he somehow managed to convince himself I was just someone with the same name. The human ability for self-delusion really is an incredible thing. You should have seen the look on his face when he saw us together. All the other bigwigs from the industry were with their wives, so he couldn't even pull back to compose himself when he realized who Donald's new wife is. I've never seen him look so sweaty and agitated. Once me and Donald were sitting there in the front row, sweaty Benjamin had no choice but to accept the fact we were there. What the heck? This isn't fair! I can't believe you married Donald Blumpkin! He's the one they call the prince of the hotel industry, isn't he? He's model-level handsome, and it said he's one of the richest men in the state! Cannot believe this! Ugh! His company is so big, it makes Benjamin's look like a kindergarten club. I was so jealous when I heard he got married last month. I thought, wow, that's one lucky woman. And then on today of all days, I find out his wife was my ugly cave troll of a big sister all along? Not fair. No, I won't have it. You can't be happier than I am. Not fair. Wow, Lisa, you're unreal. Have you heard yourself? You just got married to Benjamin. You're a married woman now, so I strongly suggest you stop saying things that could give people the wrong idea. But it's true! Wait a sec. If Donald was happy to marry an ugly, washed-up old hag like you, surely a beauty like me should be in with a shot. No, scratch that. More than a shot. I bet he'd drop you in a second if he knew he could have me. Huh? Right, that's it. It's not too late. I'm still in with a chance. Yes, I can still bag myself a high-spec stud. My very own CEO husband. Time to go tell Benjamin he's out of luck, because I'm marrying Donald. Lisa, what on earth are you saying? Why? Why didn't President Blumpkin want me? This is so messed up. It was so easy for me to seduce Benjamin back when I stole him from you. I barely even had to do anything. A suggestive smile, a subtle flutter of the eyelashes, and he was mine. Anyone with a working pair of eyes can see I'm the better option here. Is Donald blind? Listen to me, Lisa. You should know that guys like Benjamin who give in to the temptation of other women despite having a fiancé are the exception, not the rule. I'm guessing the fact that you were so easily able to seduce him gave you the false impression you could do the same thing to any guy whenever you wanted. But as you now know, life's not that simple. But this is me we're talking about here. I told Donald he could have me as his bride. Me! Surely there's no way he could resist an offer like this. Aha, that's right. I bet he just needs time to think about it. He's sure to toss you aside like the piece of garbage you are any time now. I just know it. Have you really still not noticed? Noticed what? Who my husband Donald really is. What do you mean? He's the CEO of one of Benjamin's client companies, right? Nope. I guess he did look extra sophisticated at the wedding, what with having contacts in instead of his glasses, and he did change his surname. Huh? What are you getting at here? Are you trying to say he's someone I know? Exactly. Stop acting all self-important and just tell me who he is already. His old surname was Davids. Davids? Full name, Donald Davids. He changed his name when he married into the Blumpkin family when they wanted a successor to inherit their hotel chain. And that's how President Donald Blumpkin was born. Donald Davids? Wait, that four-eyed loser? I'd really prefer it if you didn't call him that, but yes, he's the person you're thinking of. The same Donald Davids you bullied mercilessly as that gloomy four-eyed loser for 3 long years in high school. No way, this cannot be real. You and your lackeys put Donald through hell. He knows what a malicious, black-hearted lowlife you are better than anyone. Any chance you ever had of him liking you disappeared when you chose to subject him to 3 years of hell back in high school. This isn't the kind of thing you can make go away by smiling and fluttering your eyelashes. Oh my god. Fine, I get it. Okay, you can shut up now. I give up. He's all yours. You win. This time. You might have won the battle, but you didn't win the war. Don't go feeling all smug about yourself just because you lucked out one time. Soon, I'm gonna marry a man richer than you could possibly ever imagine. You'll be so jealous you won't even be able to sleep. I'll have so much money, you'll be begging me for handouts. Just you wait and see, bitch. I think you should try taking a look at reality before getting lost in your absurd fantasies. Huh? Reality? Whose fault was all the drama over the breaking up of the engagement yesterday? Who cares? I'll just say it was your fault. If you didn't trick me into getting engaged to a worthless loser like Benjamin before climbing your way up to President Blumpkin, none of this would have happened. I think this is what they call avoiding reality. Are you actually being serious? What? Yes, I'm serious. I think you'll find the one who broke up the engagement was you, Lisa. If you hadn't totally lost your mind and tried to get your claws into someone else's husband on your frickin' wedding day, you wouldn't be in this mess. Huh? If you still don't get it, I suggest you think long and hard until something clicks. Goodbye. Becky, apparently the compensation and the money for the wedding venue comes to a nice round $50,000. You better hurry up and pay it pronto. Why me? Because everything that happened was your fault. Who else would be paying if not you? I'll be sending you my bank details soon, so make sure I get every last cent of what's mine. Ugh, you're impossible. You haven't stopped to think and reflect on your situation for even a single solitary second, have you? Why should I have to think about anything? Because Benjamin isn't asking me to pay him $50K, is he? He sent you the bill. Which means that no matter what you say or think, from his perspective, this is all your fault. Huh? What? Good grief. Come to think of it, this is exactly how you acted when you stole Benjamin from me 2 years back. This is all your fault for being so ugly, Becky. If you were beautiful and gorgeous like I am, I would never have been able to steal your man in the first place. Obviously, that was never going to wash with anyone. Which is why Benjamin ended up paying me the share of the compensation you owed me. Stop dragging things up from the past, you bitter loser. That's old news and no one cares. What a shame. Now you've gone and made another huge mess for yourself because you didn't learn anything from your past mistakes. Huh? It's hardly strange that your fiancé would claim compensation from you after you betrayed him, is it? It's common sense. I think it's about time you noticed what a tragic mess of a human being you are. What are you talking about? I'm not messed up at all. I am so beautiful that people will forgive me no matter what I do. You might feel confident saying that in private messages to me, but how about we see what you're really made of? Are you ready to say the same thing in front of a lawyer? Or how about in front of the cops? Or if this ends up going to court, how about in front of a judge? Could you say the same thing then? You don't seem to know this, but it's seen as common decency to apologize when you do something wrong. However, if you do something that an apology won't make up for, you pay compensation, settlement money, or damages. You apologize financially in the form of giving the person or people who suffered as a result of your actions money. Given that your ex-fiancé is currently filing for compensation from you, that's the exact situation you're currently in. Do you understand yet, Lisa? Benjamin covered for you after what you did to me 2 years back, but something tells me you won't be so lucky this time, what with him now hating you and all. Let's face it, you don't have a hope in hell of our mom and dad being able to come up with $50K, so this time, you really are on your own. You don't have to take my word for it either. Apparently, they told the rest of the family they can't afford to cover for you this time around. That's why you're gonna help me! You still don't get it, do you? I'm President Blumpkin's wife. You know, the same President Blumpkin you made an inappropriate sexual advance against on your wedding day. I'm also the same person you caused untold emotional distress to 2 years ago when you stole my fiancé. Surely it doesn't take a genius to figure out that helping the person who hurt me is the last thing I'd do. Start using your head for once in your damn life, you childish pea-brained moron. Oh my God, don't call me such horrible things, you meanie. Ugh. You know what? You can try and make me feel bad with your nasty name-calling and insults all you like, but the bottom line is I can't afford to be paying anyone $50K right now. In that case, how about you get a job and start earning your own money for the first time in your life? Huh? You heard me. You were so confident in your little trick of dating and marrying guys with money would get you through life without ever having to lift a finger. But you were wrong. And what do you have to show for it? You're alone and desperate in your mid-20s without having ever worked a single job. You have less experience of the real world than most high school graduates. Whether you have any self-awareness or not, whether you realize how desperate your situation is or not, you're at rock bottom, and there isn't a soul in this world who's either able to or wants to help you. That's why it's time to grow up and find your first job, Lisa. You have no other options, and the sooner you accept that, the less painful this will be. Me? Work? No, I can't. Is there no way I can get out of this without working? I don't want a job. Surely I'll be able to find another rich guy to seduce. Relying on rich men to fund your existence has its limits, Lisa. It's time to face reality. I suggest that unless you want your situation to get even worse, you get to work on writing your resume ASAP. What? I've made your situation as clear as I possibly can. There's nothing more I can say to you at this point. Oh, and it should be obvious by now, but I have absolutely no intention of helping you. Goodbye. Me? Work a job? But how? As for what happened during the few months preceding today's saga, for some strange reason, Benjamin started stalking me. When I told my husband Donald, he made some phone calls and used his respected position in the industry to get my crazy ex-fiancé fired from his job. The fallout didn't stop there either. Everyone at my dad's workplace found out about the Lisa incident, and before long, the whole workforce was talking about him behind his back, and he was the butt of every joke. Unable to bear the embarrassment, he voluntarily resigned. Unbelievably, he showed up on our doorstep begging me and my husband for money, apologizing profusely in floods of tears for always taking Lisa's side. Naturally, we slammed the door in his face and got on with our day like nothing had happened. Last I heard, he's working 12-hour shifts at a fish factory just to keep on top of the rent. As for my wayward little sister, I heard my parents kicked her out immediately after finding out about what she tried to do with my husband. In a desperate panic, not knowing what to do, she ended up accepting a strange offer from a suspicious man on a street corner. And now, she works the kind of job I'm not even sure I should mention here. Hint, she's out a lot during the night. It was when she sent me an arrogant message boasting about her new job, fawning over herself for how amazing she was for being so popular with so many men, that I realized my sister was well and truly beyond saving. I blocked her without saying anything on the sound advice of my husband.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Nate, I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore.
Huh? What's wrong?
I'm breaking up with you.
What? Oh, hold on. What is this all of a sudden?
I just can't handle being with you anymore.
Hillary, please calm down and tell me what's going on. Why can't you handle being with me anymore?
Seriously, Nate, come on. Are you actually going to pretend like you don't know?
I don't have to pretend because I legitimately have no idea what brought this on all of a sudden. If it was something I did or said, then I'm sorry and want to do better, so please, let's talk about this, okay? What happened to make you feel this way?
Oh my God. There's no point in me even telling you. It's not like it's something you can actually do better about.
You're still not making any sense. What is it? What's wrong?
It's your family, Nate.
My family?
If your family is really okay with living in that complete dumpster fire of a house, then that gives me serious doubts about trying to build a future together with you.
What? What do you mean dumpster fire? We do have one house that's about 50 years old, but we've been taking pretty good care of it. It's not like we've completely abandoned it. We do regular inspections, monthly cleanings, lawn mowing, and all that sort of thing. So I don't really think it's fair to call it a dumpster fire.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. You don't even have the self-awareness to see that your house is disgusting. How can you bear to live like that? I can't build a future with someone from a family like yours, so I'm breaking up with you.
Hillary, I think you're under a big misunderstanding. Look, this is not a conversation that we can have by text. Let's meet up and talk, okay?
Not a chance. I am never talking to you again for as long as I live. If we should ever meet on campus or in town, I'm just going to ignore you and pretend that I don't know you, so you do the same. Got it? Goodbye. Hey, Nate. Long time no see. How are things? It's me, Hillary, remember? I just saw you on TV and oh my God, I couldn't believe my eyes. You're the biggest rags to riches story I've ever seen. You grew up in that rundown old house and now you're filthy rich living in a huge mansion. They should make a movie about you. Anyway, let's meet and catch up. I'm in the mood for French, I think. I've never tried caviar. Do you know any good places? Oh, and then maybe we could go shopping for a new handbag for me?
Hey, Nat, you got a minute? Wow, great timing, Sean. I was just about to send you a message. Let me take a stab in the dark. It's about Hillary? Yeah, she randomly texted me out the blue this afternoon and started blowing up my phone with texts and calls, none of which I answered, obviously. But it seems like she wants to get back together with me. Do you know anything about this, Sean? Oh yeah, that psycho chick has been going through every single one of our old college friends trying to find out as much information about you as she can. What the? Why now? What do you think? That oblivious moron somehow got the idea in her head that you were dirt poor, and now that she knows you're rich, she wants to get back together. You've got to be kidding me. It's been 7 years. Yeah, well, with Hillary, the only thing that matters in a guy is how many zeros are in his bank account balance. Apparently she's looking to settle down with a rich guy to take care of her, so she's been frequenting all the upper-class hangouts where the young entrepreneurs go. And I guess she figures that since the two of you have an established history together, maybe she has a chance to get back together with you. Not a chance in hell. Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. Oh, but anyways, everyone knows what the circumstance of your breakup were, as well as the fact that nothing good can come out of getting involved with Hillary and all her schemes, so they just all left her on red. Well, that's a relief. For now, I think I'll just keep on ignoring her like I have been. That's probably for the best. So, yeah, I'll just ignore the messages and calls for a while, monitor the situation. If you hear any new information, let me know as soon as possible, okay? You got it, bro.
Hey, Nate. So I was thinking about our date. I don't think we really decided on when we would meet up yet, right? I just remembered what you were saying during your TV interview. You took over your dad's company and started instituting a bunch of quality of life improvements for your employees, right? Like adding remote work options, more flexible hours, that sort of thing. So it sounds like you're probably at home a lot of the time. That means we'll have tons of time to see each other. Awesome. So, tomorrow, I went ahead and made a reservation at that fancy new French restaurant downtown in your name for 12 noon tomorrow. I'll see you at the restaurant. Hey, Nate. Have you left your house yet? This is kind of our first date in 7 years, and you're running late? Like, really, Nate? I'm gonna head into the restaurant. Text me when you get here, got it? What is your problem, Nate? Where are you? Standing me up on our first date in 7 years? What kind of man are you? I expected you were going to pay the bill for dinner, so I didn't bring my wallet. What am I supposed to do now? Hurry up and get down here to pay the check. If you're going to be my husband, you're going to have to prove to me that I can rely on you, understand? Hey, wait a minute. Are you ignoring my messages? They aren't getting marked as read.
Hey, Sean, this is getting out of hand fast. Yeah, I heard. Did she seriously book a reservation in your name, expecting you to pay for her lunch? She's been blowing up my phone for 3 days. Yesterday, she made up plans for a date with me at some fancy French restaurant, and then, just like you said, actually made a reservation in my name in a place that cost at least $100 a plate. And then she went to the place, declared that I would be paying for the meal, and get this, then she starts telling me that we're getting married. Eesh, what a nut job. You're telling me. Did you hear anything else about that? Yeah. A friend of mine actually works at the restaurant she went to, and according to him, when the manager told her to pay her bill or he'd call the police, she started crying her eyes out, and then just called her parents and they paid the bill. Good God, what is wrong with her? She was name-dropping you big time, saying that you'd be very unhappy with the way she had been treated. I think it's safe to say she'll try using the same tactic again, so be on the lookout. You might want to put the word out, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'll be making some moves on that front soon. Thanks for letting me know.
Hey, Nate. So my parents kicked me out of their house last night, and since I have no place to go, I'll go ahead and move into your huge mansion so we can be together all the time. I'm getting on a bus right now. I'll see you soon. Oh, that's right. The city courthouse is on the way, so I'll go ahead and submit our marriage certificate since I'll be in the area anyway.
Whoa, hold on.
Nate? Nate, is that you? You finally answered me.
Yeah, because I had to stop you before you go doing something really stupid.
What do you mean? Anyway, like I said, I'll be over there soon, sweetie. I can't wait to start our new life together. I'm the luckiest girl in the world to have a husband like you.
I've been married for 3 years, Hillary.
What?
Which you would have found out anyway if you actually went to the courthouse, but I figured I'd save you a pointless trip.
You're not fooling me. I've been asking tons of people about you, and no one said anything about you having a wife.
Yeah, no one said anything to you, period, because they were all in agreement that they wouldn't tell you anything about me.
What do you mean?
Don't you remember? After you dumped me, you went around to everyone telling them that I'm a poor loser living in a broken-down old house. Don't tell me you didn't notice how they reacted to that.
You're making zero sense. When I broke up with you, you were a poor loser living in a broken-down old house. I was just telling the truth. What's wrong with that? You didn't even have the self-awareness to realize your house was so trashy. You were completely low class. Were you trying to forget your childhood trauma by pretending you actually lived in the big fancy house next door?
Wait a minute. A dumpy house next door to a nicer house.
Yeah. Seriously, how could you be satisfied with such a low standard of living while looking out of your window at what a real house looks like? At least you seem to have come to your senses now.
Let me confirm something. Is this house you're talking about on Millwood Drive? Blue siding, 2-story, big walnut tree in the side yard?
Yeah, pretty sure that's the one. I don't know what a walnut tree looks like, but it definitely was 2 stories and had blue siding. Now that you mention it, they put a picture of it up during your interview on TV the other day. Yeah, that's definitely the one. And you got so rich that you were able to buy that big mansion next door, right? I guess me breaking up with you gave you the drive you needed to finally make something of yourself. You're welcome. And now you're finally getting the biggest reward of all, me as your wife.
I didn't buy that house.
What?
It was already mine. I grew up in that house from the moment I was born.
Huh?
When I took over my dad's company 2 years ago, he put that house and all the rest of our property in my name too. That house next door, the one that you said was old, run down, a dumpster fire, and that sort of thing. That was the house my dad's pets lived in.
His pets?
Yeah, he's always had a thing for reptiles. He has a ton of them. Chameleons, geckos, lizards, you name it. My mom, however, can't stand the sight of them. So he brought the roughly 50-year-old abandoned house next door and transformed it into a sort of private zoo where he keeps all his reptiles. Might look a bit old from the outside, but he renovated the entire interior when he bought it, so it's pretty nice in there now. He also changed it so the main entrance is on the back side of the house, so it's easier to get there from our property.
Oh, wait, so that's why I saw you going in that house all the time?
Yeah. Back when we were dating, my dad got a bit of a nasty flu that put him in the hospital for a while, and I was the one who took care of his pets while he was away. I'd stop in there first after my classes were finished, feed the pets, clean what needed to be cleaned, and then go home. That's why I would always go in there.
Oh, okay.
It's strange that you knew about me going in there, though, since I never invited you over to our house. Don't tell me you were following me.
Well, I mean, I was your girlfriend, and you never invited me over to see your house? That's weird, isn't it? I figured maybe you were hiding something from me. Then, well, I saw you going into that old house, and, you know...
Hillary, we were only dating for 2 months. We had this conversation at the time, too. I told you that I wanted to get to know you better before I took you to meet my parents. I didn't want to feel like I was being rushed into our relationship.
Well, thanks for telling me about how you felt. Wow, it feels really good to have such a deep conversation with you. Now that we've finally reconnected, I am more hopeful than ever about our future together.
What relationship?
Our marriage, silly. I'm at the courthouse right now. I'm gonna go submit our marriage certificate.
Were you listening at all? I told you I'm married.
What?
Did you seriously ignore the single most important part of this conversation?
I guess it must have slipped past me.
That's no excuse. You said you watched my TV interview, right? Did you also happen to miss the portion of that interview where they interviewed my wife?
That's who that was? I thought she was your maid.
You must have had cotton balls in your ears too, because the segment where we talked about how we met and our honeymoon was a full 5 minutes.
So, it's true? You're really married?
So like I was saying, don't waste your time. Even if you try to submit it, they won't accept it. Got it?
But...
And this is where I exit this conversation.
Hey!
I made the mistake of not blocking you when we broke up 7 years ago, but I'll be remedying that in short order.
Nate, stop, please. Didn't you hear me? My parents kicked me out of their house. I don't have anywhere else to go. You have to help me.
No, I don't have to help you. You're an adult. Figure it out for yourself.
Nate, please, let me live with you. How can you do this to me?
I was concerned for a while that Hillary might try to storm into my house, regardless of my warnings. But her parents had realized that she was about to do something stupid again, and they caught up with her and dragged her back home. Apparently, they had set a condition for paying the very expensive bill at the restaurant the other day. That she would get married to a friend of her father's, who happens to be in his 50s. She tried to back out of it after they had already paid the bill. But they told her that if she didn't go through with her end of the bargain, they'd disown her and kick her out to the curb. It was at that point that she came up with her master plan of getting married to me. Too bad for her, I was already married. That day, Hillary actually did turn in a marriage certificate to the courthouse, and it was accepted. Why is that, you may ask? Well, Hillary had forged my name onto a marriage certificate, thinking that once it was accepted, there wouldn't be anything I could do. However, her parents caught on to the plan. While she was out, they took the marriage certificate she had signed and forged my signature on, then swapped it out for one with her name and the man they wanted her to marry. What a big-time backfire.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.